Okay, so Simon Trezelyan, Voice of Reason here. So let's talk about Trump's picks, right? Now, as an intelligence operator, I was very easily able to detect the way that character works in the person. And people are largely, you can tell what they're going to do, right? You really can do. They're very predictable, very predictable. And Trump is actually probably the most predictable person that you can think of. Most people think he's unpredictable because they simply don't understand him and they don't see what he's actually doing. I think I do. Now, these Senate picks, some of them are really, really controversial. Okay, so we've got some ones that don't really matter. Okay, so with Elon and Ramaswamy, they're not even going to be public employees, so he can do really what he wants with them. And then you got people like Tulsi Gabbard. I mean, it makes perfect sense, for intelligence. She's a lieutenant colonel in the army. Makes perfect sense. Some of these other people that they've got going are real experts, but they're not establishment politicians. Okay, and that's what the opposition is saying. That they lack experience. What they're saying is that these people are more experienced in this type of deep state establishment. Professional politician stage, where in reality you need people that actually know what they're doing. Trump is surrounding himself not with establishment this time. He's learned his lesson from last time. Now, he has made, and you know that Trump is a troller. He is the master troller. We saw this in the election, with the McDonald's thing, where he's suddenly serving fries and burgers, and then the garbage thing, where he's now in the dump truck. I was expecting him to put on a squirrel costume after Peanut the squirrel got unalived. That would have just probably nailed it. But anyway, so he's put forward some really controversial picks, and I'm specifically talking about Pete Hegseth, okay, who is a commentator for Fox News. Yes, he's military, but he was only a major. Okay, but he's a decorated war veteran. He knows something about the Department of Defense. Is he a general? No. So he has a much more of a tactical view of the military as opposed to a strategic view. And that is a potential issue because he's dealing with one of the largest departments, in the whole of the government, certainly one with the biggest budget. So that is an interesting one. Will he be successful? Already what people are saying, he's unqualified and we need a general and all this. Well, I tell you what, Lloyd Austin was a general and he hasn't done much at all. All he's done is lost about 8 billion of Pentagon funds that they can't reconcile. So he hasn't done a good job for a general. So trust me, that's not the good thing. Now the other one, of course, is Matt Gaetz. I knew that as soon as I heard that, I actually started laughing because I thought it's got to be a joke, right? Because he's probably the most hated man in Congress on both sides. I mean, the Republicans, a lot of Republicans hate him. The rhinos, certainly, Republicans in name only, they hate him. And the Democrats despise him. So he's put him for Attorney General, probably the most important role given what has gone on for the last 4 years in regards to the DOJ and lawfare, the role of the FBI, the role of various different agencies, including the CIA. So by putting Matt Gaetz up, is he going to get confirmed? What happened immediately when he put forward that? All the Dems are up in arms, of course, but you'd expect that. So he's not going to get a single Democratic vote in the Senate. That wasn't the point of actually him putting him forward, right? He knows that he's not going to confirm. He's not going to get any confirmation votes from the Dems. Now, it's going to be a real play on his leadership of how many Republicans he gets. And all of a sudden, some of the Republicans saying, well, I wouldn't vote for Matt Gaetz. So what Trump has done, he's done a complete troll. He's put him forward knowing that he probably won't get in. But what will happen is that all of the Republicans that are not loyal to Donald Trump are going to have to come out in the Senate and actually declare their vote against Gaetz. At that point, it's like saying, who are my enemies? Who are the people that are not going to support my agenda? And then all of a sudden they put their hands up and they go, you, and you. In 2022, you're going to be primaried. You're now out of the Republican Party. That is what's going to happen. The Republican Party isn't the Republican Party of, people like George Bush, and Mitt Romney. That Republican Party is gone. Very old-fashioned, old views. That's gone. What we have now is a populist MAGA party, which has incorporated a lot of the Democratic Party. Let's be very real about this. This is not your dyed-in-the-wool Republicans that your grandma knew. It's not that at all. You have a MAGA party now. And those and people have voted for that. They know exactly who Donald Trump is and what he espouses, and they voted overwhelmingly for that. And they expect that. They don't expect railroading by old-fashioned rhinos that are going to come in and try and upend Trump. These never Trumpers, they're never going to be in power for much longer. Okay, so Trump will be able to identify all the disloyal ones, and I think that in the midterms in 2022, the MAGA representatives now with a bigger mandate will primary the hell out of them, and that will be probably the end of the deep state. Anyway, so that's just a little tidbit from me today, for what it's worth. Okay, so as they say sometimes, it's for entertainment purposes only, but I think I have a pretty reasonable handle on things because I've been around a bit. So this is Simon Giselian, Voice of Reason, out to you. Bye bye now.